I agree. You have way too much stuff in your purse. But I decided, since you brought up the topic, that I would go ahead, point out the important things, ask you some questions, and see what you have to say. First of all, when you're making a presentation like this, speak louder. Don't be shy, okay? If you're going to make a presentation like this, speak up, because it was really kind of hard to hear you. I actually had to turn my speakers up really high to actually hear what you had to say. Obviously, you have no problem listening to this, because I have learned from the Bob Barker School just how to do this. Yes, watch a lot of episodes of The Price is Right starring Bob Barker, and as soon as you do, you'll catch on. Anyway, you said that you got the purse itself from a gift set that included Love Spell spray, lotion, and body wash. Well, how good did the spray smell? What was the consistency of the lotion itself? Did it help with the dry skin? I mean, if you're going to have a lotion like that, it should help with dry skin. I don't know. Anyway, the body wash. When you finish with the body wash, did it make you? Did it leave you feeling a little bit oily, or did it make you zestfully clean? Let me tell you something. You don't want soap residue all over your body. You want something that's going to keep you zestfully clean. I know. Okay, just because I'm a guy doesn't mean I don't know that kind of stuff. All right. Now, as for the bag itself, how strong are the straps? What kind of stitching was done on the bag? What was the material the bag was made from? And more importantly, how heavy is the bag? I mean, come on, you don't want to be carrying a bowling ball as you're going to evening dinners and stuff like that. Okay, if my wallet weighed as much as some of those purses and handbags, I would be limping. No, I'm not kidding you. So, anyway, I saw your cell phone. What kind of a phone? What kind of cell phone reception do you get from it? Do you still have that phone? I saw that it had a 3.0 megapixel camera on the thing. I can say that the 3.0 megapixel would give you a pretty decent picture from anywhere between a 4:6 print to an 8:10 print. But if you were to try to go poster size, it probably wouldn't produce a very good picture. It'd probably be pixelated. So if you're going to take a picture and you want to make it into a poster size, I would recommend taking a picture with a more modern 12 and 14 megapixel camera rather than a 3 megapixel cell phone camera. Just a personal recommendation. There you go. You said you had some rechargeable batteries for the camera. Did your camera come with rechargeable batteries? Okay. And more importantly, are you still able to order batteries for that particular camera? Sometimes when they sell you those digital cameras, you can order more rechargeable batteries for a limited period of time, and then you can't order batteries for them anymore. So when the rechargeable batteries finally do go out, there you go. Okay, you mentioned your glasses. Are you nearsighted or farsighted? Now, when it comes to pencils, one of the things you have to keep in mind is that today, those pencils are made of graphite and wood. In the olden days, what you used to write with was real lead. That's why they call them lead pencils. Okay, and let me tell you something. You chewed on those pencils, and you can get yourself lead poisoning. And that's the truth. You can do the research for yourself. You'll find out. Okay, you say you're a big fan of the game Scattergories. Apparently you played it. I think you probably could have told your audience what Scattergories was, how you played the game, and more importantly, did you actually win? Okay. And then you showed your earbuds. I really don't like earbuds very much because you can actually feel them in your ear, and that just drives the daylights out of me. If you can feel something like that in your ear, you just don't want them in your ear. I usually use the regular headphones, personally. And when you get older, you'll find out you don't want earbuds in your ear. You want headphones. All right. When it comes to cough drops, were they sugar-free? You get a lot of sugar in your diet every day. I mean, just check your breakfast cereals. Just check what you eat for lunch and dinner. You'll find out how much sugar you really get. You want to make sure that you try to live as sugarless as you possibly can. Besides, it's not good for your teeth either. I mean, you actually had a toothbrush and toothpaste in your purse. So if you're really concerned about good oral hygiene, I would say have sugar-free cough drops. All right, and then you pulled out a spray bottle. What kind of spray was it? You actually pulled out 2 of them, and you didn't really go in depth with what kind of spray they were, what company made them, what they smelled like. You never went into any of those details. I was kind of disappointed. Okay, then you are showing off your heart-shaped pen. I think it looked great. And then you brought out your retainer. If you're going to bring this up, is this because of an overbite, or is there some other dental problem that you have? You brought it up. Okay. Then you showed flavors of Crystal Light. What are your favorite flavors of Crystal Light? I'd like to know. And you were, it almost sounded like you were saying that you had little packets of coffee in there too. I know they have the new K-Cup coffee. Personally, I love the smell of coffee, but I just can't take the flavor. Now, if you were talking about a Frappuccino where you had your coffee, your sugar, your cinnamon, your nutmeg, your vanilla, that kind of thing, yeah, that's good. But the rest of it, yeah. I think your flashlight in your purse is a little bulky. They actually make flashlights that can actually hang on your keychain. I know you ended up with a lot of keys on your purse. Do you have that many doors in your house? Do you have keychains for more than one car, say your car and your parents' car? Because I think that's kind of a good idea, especially if you have an older sibling or a younger sibling, so that each one of you has keys to each other's cars. That way, if one ends up accidentally locking his keys in the car, like I've done before, then the other sibling can get them back out. And then you don't have to pay a locksmith and ruin the lock. Anyway, you briefly brought out your necklace, but you didn't show it to anybody. I would have loved to have seen it. And hand sanitizer, I think that's a great idea. I really do. In this day and age, you really do need hand sanitizer in a purse. So it just becomes a matter of balancing out what you have in your purse. Personally, if you have an iPod or now I have a Stanza music machine, and that's because I know the history of Apple products. Okay, you have to understand that Steve Jobs and Bill Gates were friends at one time, but what happened was that Steve Jobs wanted everything proprietary. Now, proprietary means that if something breaks on your iPod, you have to take it to the manufacturer. You can't go anywhere else. Okay? And that became a problem because people like me, when we build computers, we want to build them ourselves. We don't want to have to take it back to the manufacturer. All right? I actually had a friend of mine, her keyboard broke, and she had to drive over 30 miles in the middle of the night to get another keyboard, whereas if she had to build a computer like I did, she could have gone to her local Walmart and bought a keyboard and been back in business in about 5 minutes. So yes, I do disagree with the proprietary nature of Apple products. And that's why I don't own an iPod. I won't own an iPod, an iPad, or anything with an I in it for that very reason. But anyway, I do have a music machine. It is made by the Stanza Corporation, and when I carry it around with me, I carry it around in this, and it hooks on my belt. So I don't have to have that in anything. I know that when it comes to female fashion, that may not, you may want to find something fashionable. This obviously is not a fashionable way to carry things, but for a guy like me, it's pretty efficient. For a lady, they may want to do something a little differently. You could actually maybe have a little case that hangs on your purse on the outside rather than on the inside. Or just have a smaller music machine that actually fits in your purse, or a special compartment in your purse for that music machine, because they make purses like that. So it's just something for you to think about. But anyway, a lot of thoughts here. I'd love to hear your commentary. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.